Y'all, can everybody hear me okay? You say you know how to speak on? Let me know if I need to turn that volume down if it's like peaking. Let me check the YouTube volume real quick. I don't want to be blaring people's ears off. Can you hear it, baby? Is it too loud? Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't blaring. I done messed with it now. Okay, and then let me I put everything on my MacBook last night and didn't bring a thumb drive, so let me get the sample portfolio. I just downloaded it, but it's telling me when I try to go to the download folder, it's giving me that error. So where did it go? Let me try this way. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Technical difficulties. Cause when I did the PowerPoint, it just asked me to open it. See. No, this is their computer. Let me try it again. Hold on. Cause when I did the slides and it let me do the slides fine. When I took it out of my drive, see what I'm saying? I downloaded, and last time it asked me to, it would see, there it is right there. It just popped back up. So that I got it on there twice. Okay, so, all right. So let me log out of here. Let me remove my account. Remove account. Yes. Okay. So now that should give me an error because I removed my account. Yes. All right. So now we cook with Crisco. Welcome, 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 everybody, in person and on YouTube. And shout out everybody on YouTube that said, I'm just going to look at it online since it's online. You're lazy. No, I was just flaring. How everybody doing this morning? So I see people that was here last time, so we gonna test y'all memory. But before we get started, my sweetie wanna do the first T-shirt giveaway, and she gonna explain how it's gonna go. Come on, baby. Come on now. I told you to handle that.
Good morning. I'm Glenda. Nice to have everybody here. One of the things that
Baby. There you go.
So my question is, who came the furthest?
Who came the furthest?
We had one guest who came from Stone Mountain. Daniel's cousin, please forgive me. You didn't state your name.
I said Robert.
Robert, how far did you travel?
I'm right next to the Infantry Museum, so not that far.
So you in the area?
I'm in the area.
Okay. So, that would be good.
The furthest.
I mean, I'm from here,
But you traveled from Stone Mountain, he traveled from Stone Mountain just to join us today from this $1 over dollar. So we do appreciate your time and thank you for coming out. What size would you like?
one.
1X. All right.
1X.
1X.
T-shirt thrower. The T-shirt thrower. So for everybody on YouTube, if you could not hear, we had a member in the audience that came from Stone Mountain, which is about an hour and a half, about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. And so that was, my sweetie said, we want to give a T-shirt out to the person that traveled the farthest. So thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Let me get in slideshow mode on the MacBook so that the people on YouTube can see the slides. Now, YouTube, y'all ain't gonna see my handsome face until I take the slides down. So when I go to the slides, y'all won't see my handsome face. Make sure I got the audio set, because last time when I switched it over, the audio dropped out. Boom. Okay. We should be cooking. We should still be good. Check that for me, baby. Make sure the audio's still good when it click over. So, Discipline Over Dollars, Our Investing Journey, part 2. So for the people that was here last time, can I get a volunteer? I ain't gonna tell you what I'm asking right up front, but can I get a volunteer by show of hands to answer the question from what we went over last time? Don't be peeking at your daughter notes now. People in the back, people in the, don't nobody want to volunteer. We ain't got no volunteers. Okay, all right, so make it real easy. What is an index? What is an index? That's the question. Now by show of hands, who think they can answer that? What is an index? In the back.
An index to measure the performance of securities intended to replicate.
Yeah.
It's a measure of performance.
Yes. Yes. And an index, to go further into that, it's a basket. It's a basket of companies, and it represents the industry. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the industry is like it measures the performance and stuff like that. But the index is a basket of companies to represent that everything as it goes down. And we had the stock market, we had the, you know what I'm saying, the industries, we had the sectors, the industries, the indexes. Everything represents the higher piece, but the index is a basket of companies that represents that industry, that sector, that everything. As you go down from the stock market to the sectors, right? The stock market is everything as a whole. Then you got the sectors, that's smaller portions of everything that's in the stock market. Then you got the industries, that's a smaller part of the sectors. And then you got the indexes, that's a smaller part of the industries. Everything is like segmented. As you go down, it's segmented, and it represents the whole, but on a smaller level, where you get all the way down to the stock itself. And you know what I'm saying? You get all the way down to Microsoft, and Microsoft is a tech company. So it's like a part of the tech index, a part of the tech industry, might be like in the software industry, part of the tech sector, that's part of the overall stock market. Everything is like, it gets segmented all the way down to the company. So an index, it does represents that part, but the main important thing you got to remember is the index is a basket of companies that represents that industry, that represents that sector. Very good, very good, very good. Now, what we're gonna talk about this time on Discipline Over Dollars. That was just a brief overview of everything. Oh yeah, and then you got ETFs too. That's just like indexes, but you can actually buy the ETF. You can't buy the index. You can buy the ETF, but the ETF is just like the index. It's a basket of companies that you can buy. The index is a basket of companies. You can't buy it, but it's a basket of companies that represents the industry and the sector and all of that. So this time on Discipline Over Dollars, what are we gonna talk about? Let me, I'm on the wrong computer. I'm working 2 computers again, y'all. Oh yeah, my mom in the audience. She looking at me. She said you ain't did your disclaimer. She said you ain't did your disclaimer. And shout out to Spider Gang. If y'all done pulled up on YouTube, y'all can see it verbatim with me, right? I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice. Do your own research. That's why we're doing Discipline Over Dollars, so you can do your own research, right? Investing involves considerable risk. That's the part of it that everybody forget. Everybody see it on TV. They see all these meme stock millionaires and be like, I'm gonna take my whole life savings and go YOLO on AMC, right? Investing involves considerable risk. 99% 95% of investing is up here. It's mental. If you control your emotions, you can do it, right? And you should always consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions, right? So what we gonna be talking about today, right? Today, we're gonna be talking about a few different ways to invest / save your money / prepare for retirement, right? And the main question that everybody asks is, how much should I save? Right? That's the first thing. When people talk to me, they find out that I'm a quote unquote day trader. I don't consider myself a day trader. I look at the stock market every day. You know, I'm a, full-time investor, full-time trader. But when they find out that's what I do, the first thing they say, how much money I need to start with? So, and I always tell them, every person has a unique number. I can't tell you how much to start with. First of all, because I don't know how much money you make. I don't know how much money you owe. I don't know how much your bills are every month. So I can't tell you a number to start with. Everything small and large is relative. Those are relative terms, right? A lot of money to me might be $50. $50 is a lot of money to me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of money to, this young lady in the back right here, a lot of money to her might be 100,000. You know what I'm saying? It's like large and small is relative, right? But what you want to do, you want to know your exact number. Do not when it comes to investing, everything has to be exact. You want to know exact numbers. You don't want to speculate. You don't want to assume. You don't want to be wishy-washy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to know your exact number, right? And once you know your exact number, you want to save and invest for that number and then enjoy your life. Do not make it a burden. Do not make it like, don't deprive yourself. Don't try to pinch and scrimp and I gotta save more. I gotta save more. I gotta save more. When you see people doing like that, I suck it up to they don't know their exact number. They don't know exactly what they need to survive. They going into it without a plan. You always want to go into it with a plan. Always have an exact number, right? So I know little Timmy Rogers in the back, he probably thinking, well, Tim, how do I know my exact number? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers, because we're going to tell you how to find your exact number for what you need when you want to retire, right? We're going to go and shout out my financial advisor, Dustin Tibbetts. He put me up on game on how to do this. When I first started talking to him, I just used the tools that he offered in the dojo. You got a thing called Nest Egg. You can go in there, you can put numbers in and you tell it how much money you got now, how much money you save and how much you doing all this right here. And then boom, it tell you how much you need, you know what I'm saying? How much you gonna need to keep saving and get for retirement. And then he came on Tim's Tidbit Takeover and dropped a serious gem for me. He told me exactly how to do it for the free ski. For anybody, for free 99. So how you find your number? The way you can find your number is if you go, now it's a process. The first part of the process is you go to ssa.gov, right? And you just register as you. You go in there, you put the information in, say, I am this who I am, and they'll verify it. And guess what they're gonna show you? They're gonna show you your retirement payout when you start drawing Social Security. It's gonna give you your exact number based off of how much money you done put in. It's gonna give you an exact number if you retire early, if you retire at 67, that they go, if you retire late, it's gonna give you an exact number of how much Social Security they're gonna be giving you every month, right? And then it also show you how much money you done made through your whole life. It give you a full breakdown of every year you earned this much this year, you earned this much this year. And when I look back and looked at how much I earned when I was first joined the military, I cried. I thought I was balling like a dog. I cried when I seen them little bitty numbers. I said, hold it, phone. Somebody done put the woolly cloth over my eyes, right? So it'll tell you your retirement payouts and it'll tell you your full earnings record. If you go to ssa.gov and you just click on that register, it just make you prove you are who you are. And then once you log in, it just pops up. I got a screenshot to show you. It just show you exactly how it look. And then if you go to a site called finra.org, right? It's got a free retirement calculator, right? And it'll tell once you what you're gonna do with that that number you get off the ssa.gov, you're gonna use that in the FINRA retirement calculator so you'll know exactly this how much money I'm gonna be making monthly and all that. So I'm gonna show y'all that too. And it'll tell you the yearly amount needed. It'll tell you what you need. So then you will know your exact number you need to save every year to reach your goal in retirement and be able to live the life that you want to live. Now, if you old as me and you ain't been really trying to do it, it's gonna be a scary number. I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna be a scary number. But if you know what I'm saying, if you young, if you a teenager, early 20s, early 30s, if you in your late 30s, you might want to start catching up. If you old as me, it's gonna be a scary number. But if you're a teenager, early 20s, early 30s, hey, the number won't be that scary, right? So ssa.gov and finra.org. And I know y'all, it's some printouts for y'all to follow along, but if your printout get messed up or if you want to share these slides with somebody else, if you go to my Instagram page, it's a Linktree link in my bio, and they are in there too. You can download them later. You can share them with people later also, right? And people on YouTube, if you want the slides, go to my Instagram page. It's The New TLR on Instagram and click on that Linktree link. The first link will say Discipline Over Dollar slides. The slides from last month in there and the slides from today are in there, and you can download them and share them with your friends and families for the free 99. For the free 99. Okay. So ssa.gov, when you go on there and you register as you, boom, on the bottom of the screen, this what it's gonna look like, right? It told me based off of, they said it gave me the amount that I made in 2021. I think they was lying to me because they said I made like $30-something thousand in 2021 and I stopped working like April 30th was my last day of work. Baby, did I make that much money in 2021? They said in 2021 I made $30,000. I ain't make that much money in 2021. But they said based off of all the years I've been working, all the money I've been putting in, it'll look just like this right here for you. It said your monthly benefit at retirement age of 67 will be $1,944. So I'll get $1,944 at 67, and I'm assuming it's based off if you keep doing what you're doing up until that time, right? That's what and they said my annual salary will be $30,000 if I keep doing what I'm doing up until that time, working, contributing working like I'm working up until that time. Then that'll be the payout, and it give me the delayed and the early, right? 62, it'll be $1,369. At full, it'll be $1,944. At delayed, it'll be $2,410, right? So if you go in and apply for you'll get this exact same thing right there. And then you can also, it's got a thing where you can click on there and look at employment record or whatever it said on the other screen. It'll show you every single year how much you made per year since you've been working, from like the first time you started working up until now. It show you every single year how much you made. That's why I say they lied to me about 2021. I ain't made that much money in 2021, right? And so then when you go to finra.org, right? You go to finra.org. This is the retirement calculator. Let me see. After I get finished, I'll go through exactly how to get to it, because I meant to, because it's kind of like a little process to get to the retirement calculator. But when we finish, I'll go through and show you exactly how to get to it. But now this is the other part of getting your exact number. So you go to ssa.gov and figure out how much you're going to be getting at retirement, right? And then you come to finra.org, right? And you go to the retirement calculator, and then the first thing you want to put in, it says how much you already have saved for retirement, right? I put in 50,000 You can put in whatever number you got there. If you got 10,000, put 10,000. You got 500, put 500. If you got 100,000, put whatever you got right now, save for retirement, right? And that's including your 401s. That's including everything you got, say, personal savings, everything you got saved for retirement, right? Put that in there. See, how much money will you need after taxes each year to cover all of your living expenses once you retire, right? So you think about how much you're going to need to live after taxes to cover your living expenses after retirement. Keeping in mind, by the time you retire, you plan on having your house paid off. You plan on having your cars paid off. And you just, you know what I'm saying, how much money you want to live off of, how much traveling you want to do, how much, you know what I'm saying, think about all your bills and all your lifestyle you want to live. I think the default is 50,000. I left it at the default, right? And then that number you got from SSA.gov, that's what you plug in that, the third spot. What is the annual income you expect to receive, from other sources, right? That's your number you're going to be getting for your, Social Security, right? If you got other income that you plan on having, you can add it in there too. But all your income you plan on getting, that's what you put in there. But that's why you did the SSA.gov, so you'll know what to put in there. You know I'm gonna be getting at least 1944 if I start drawing at 67. Well, for me, if you know what I'm saying, whatever your number is, right? It say, will the income be taxed in retirement? Yes, because it's your SSA, they tax it, right? So, oh, and then your current age, you put your current age in there, and then the retirement, I think it default to 67. You put that in there. Withdrawal until age, that's the default. I left that long. Inflation rate, right? I put 4.5, right? I think 4.5 might be the default, but I put 4.5. If you want to make it tougher on yourself, if you want to get a little bit tighter, you can play with these numbers, you know what I'm saying? But you always want to lean toward being tougher, not leaning toward being conservative, right? So tax rate, I put 12%, my current tax rate, I just put 12% for my current tax rate. And then retirement tax rate, I put 15%. I think that might be the default. I don't know what default is, but I put 15%. Just say, okay, tax is going to go up on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaning toward being tough on myself. Did this time out? Did something happen over there? On YouTube? I just saw something like went crazy over here. It like looked like it crashed. Is it still going? Okay, it crashed on here. I couldn't see nothing no more. Okay, I see me moving around. All right, sorry about that. And then average annual return. This is the part where you can be conservative. This part where it's like to make it to be a happy surprise. This part where you can be conservative. So I did 7%, and I think the market annual average is like 9% or something like that. Somewhere around there, but I was conservative on this. And then the type, I chose Roth. I chose Roth on here, right? And then when you hit calculate, then it will give you your exact number. Drum roll, please. Little Timmy Rogers at the age of 49, if he want to retire at 67, for the first year, he need to save $29,611.65 for the first year, and then increase it by the inflation rate that I put on there at 4.5. Increase that 29,000 by 4.5% every year up until 67, so that at the end I can live with $50,000 after taxes, and my account will be at $1.6 million, right? Based off the contributions of putting in over 900,000. So like I say, if you old as dirt like me and you are trying to start this, the number gonna be real scary. The number gonna be real scary. So the earlier you start doing it, the numbers won't be as scary. The numbers won't be as scary. So, but if that's how you go in and get your exact number, now that you know your exact number, right? What you want to do is just start thinking about asset locations, right? And what asset locations is like you want to determine the best place to put your investments to be held to give you the best bang for your buck when you start drawing it out tax wise. Meaning, do I put it in a taxable account? Do I put it in a tax deferred account? Do I put it in a non-taxable account like a Roth? You know what I'm saying? That's when you want to start talking to your financial advisor, trying to figure out which way is the best plan of attack to do this right here. And that's why I say the earlier you start doing it, the better it is, because you'll be well on your way. You know what I'm saying? Like if you young, I ain't gonna hold you. If you young and you working, the best thing for you to do is start immediately doing at least $6,000 a year in a Roth. When you're young, if you in your 20s, your 30s, you're a teenager, start doing the maximum you can do in your Roth every year. You know what I'm saying? And then also do your 401, also do your taxable account. If you got a 401, do it up to the match. Do it up to whatever your job match, and then don't do no more. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Just get that free money. You see what I'm saying? Do up to your job match, because your job, that's free money they giving you, up to your job match, and don't do no more. Put it in your Roth, put it in a taxable account. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna overload an account for no reason. You know what I'm saying? You putting all this money into this 401, right? Which is tax deferred, but it's like, now you're gonna be getting taxed on them gains when you're taking them out. You know what I'm saying? So you wanna just get that free money that they giving you with the match, and then, you know what I'm saying, put as much as you can into your Roth, and you want your Roth to be on steroids. You want your Roth to grow as fast as possible, because that money ain't gonna be taxed when you take it out. And we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna talk about the trick that Dustin, my financial advisor, gave me on when you start pulling your money out later on, right? So that's your asset locations. That's, you want to figure out where you want to put your money to go to work for you to get the best bang for your buck after tax, after you start taking it out, right? Do we got any questions so far while I'm going? Any questions on YouTube? If somebody got questions on YouTube, put it in, and my sweetie flag me down, right? Account types, right? These ain't all the account types, but these the most common. And so this all I'm talking about, right? Account types. You got taxable accounts. That's a regular brokerage account. It's a regular brokerage account. It's a taxable account. The gains on it suffer capital gains tax. You suffer either short term or long term. If you cash out a position within a year, from a year less, is subject to short-term capital gains, and you can look it up, you know what I'm saying, what the capital gains tax is for your area. If you hold it for more than a year and a day and close it out, it's subject to long-term capital gains, which is less than short-term capital gains, but they're subject to capital gains tax, right? You don't have no contribution limit on what you can put in a taxable account. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can go, well, I ain't gonna say no contribution limit, but it's not limited like the IRA and the Roth is, right? It's not limited like the IRA. You can only do 6,000. The Roth, you can only do 6,000. If you're over 50, you can do 7,000. That's as of 2022, right? That's subject to change. They allow different things, right? And you ain't got no withdrawal restrictions outside of what your brokerage put on you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no withdrawal restrictions outside what your brokerage put on you. With an IRA, some people call them traditional IRAs, but with an IRA, the contributions they pre-taxed contributions, meaning you put the money in before Uncle Sugar get his money, right? It's pre-tax. It's a tax advantage account, right? So what you're doing with an IRA, you're saying, I think that I'm going to pay less taxes later on, so I don't want to get taxed until later, right? I'm going to skip paying tax now, and then I'll just pay tax later on when I take it out. That's what you're doing with the IRA. You're banking on the taxes going down, right, with the IRA, right? You got a $6,000 deposit limit. Again, $7,000 if you're over 50. The withdrawals are taxed. Like I said, you're getting taxed in the future because you skipping taxes now. It's a tax savings for you now. you know what I'm saying, as opposed to later. And then if you draw it out, if you're under 59 and a half, there's a 10% early withdrawal penalty. And then at the age of 72 with the IRA, you got to take what's called a RMD. A RMD is a required, look at mama nodding her head. It's a required minimum distribution. It's like you have to take this out. They gonna make you take it out. You can't say, oh no, I don't want to take, Uncle Sugar want his taxes. He want his tax, get the distribution. That's what they gonna do to you. It's required minimum distribution. I don't care how much you kick and fight and say, I don't want it, you got to take it, right? And then the Roth IRA, the contributions are post-tax, meaning you pay Uncle Sugar now. You say, I'm gonna pay you now just so I can get this money later without paying tax, all right? So it's a post-tax contribution, and the gains on it are tax-free also, as long as you done had the account for more than as long as you've been contributing for at least 5 years. The gains are tax-free also. So you're paying Uncle Sugar now. He said, okay, since you're paying me now, I'm gonna let you get this money down the road tax-free, right? That's why I say, if you're young, you want to max out your Roth every year if you can. If you got the money, max out your Roth every year, right? So, and one thing about the Roth, right? If you less than 59 and a half, right, you can take out the money that you put in without paying a penalty, right? The money that you contributed, you can take that money out without paying a penalty. If you less than 59 and a half, that's part of the thing I was telling you, what Dustin put me up on some game, where if you got a Roth and you less than, if you just say, I don't want to retire when I'm 60, I want to retire when I'm 50, right? You can start taking money out of your Roth, but you can only take out what you put in without no penalty, without paying any tax. But if you touch the gains in your Roth before you 59 and a half, then there's a 10% penalty, but it's still not taxed, but it's a 10% penalty if you touch the gains, right? But if you're over 59 and a half, whatever you take out is not taxed, right? Whatever you take out is not taxed. So, and then I just got a slide about some of the limits for the Roth income limits. And it's basically, this is for the year 2021 and 2022. If you're married, filing jointly, right? If you're married, filing jointly, and you make less than $204,000, you can put the full $6,000 or $7,000 in, right? If you're single or filing head of household or whatever, if you're making less than $129,000, you can put the full $6,000 or $7,000, whatever it is, in, right? If you fall within this window, right, the limit on it for married is $214,000, and so if you make over that, you're out of gas. So if you in between $204,000 and $214,000, right, what you got to do, you got to take what, okay, let's say you make $210,000, right? You make $210,000. You're going to subtract 210 from the max, which is 214, right? So you get that difference, which is 4,000, and then you would divide, what is that? 214 minus 4, that's 10,000. You would divide 4,000 by 10,000, and whatever that percentage is, that's the percentage of the contribution that you can put in. Just say if that's 30%. I don't know, if you divide 4 by 10 and get 30%, you can put 30% of 6,000 into your Roth. That if you fall within that window, that's how it go. You know what I'm saying? So that's the limitations on the Roth. Those are the different type of accounts that you can put your money into. And now what I want to go into is giving you let me switch this back to me while I switch this over so they can see my handsome face. Hey, YouTube. What I want to do is go into sharing with you because people be like, it's all fine and dandy. You telling me all of this right, all these kind of accounts, but what I'm gonna do when I get this account? Bam! Look at that. A sample portfolio. A sample portfolio. You know, let me get. I got to do it for YouTube. I ain't give YouTube the bam. Where my thing at? I got to give YouTube the bam, y'all. Y'all excuse me for a minute. I'm silly. Let me put this up here. Y'all ready, YouTube? Why can't I? Oh, I got to take extend off. Y'all ready, YouTube? Let me give y'all the bam. Bam! Okay, this is just a sample portfolio. And man, look at my this ain't hooked to the, this not hooked to the it's blocking it right here. This is blocking it, they're blocking it. You can see it on you can see it on the YouTube one, cause it's not, cause right here, this is the stock tickers. And it's like Excel. I wonder why it's blocking it. Excel automatically fills in like the information for the stock tickers. Wait a minute, it's not blocking the prices. So why is it blocking the names? Hold on for a second. Let me see something. Let me see if I could just. I would have to log back in to get it, cause I want to have the names up there so you can see the name. Like I know the names of these companies, but but oh well, it's blocking the names for some reason. We just gonna. Yes, that is. It's I wonder, you see how it's got a formula up there and it's giving that, but over here it just says value. It blocked that one for some reason. And like usually if I click on here, it gives me a little pop-up. It'd be a little thing where I can add. Let me see what this one say on my computer. Y'all bear with me for 1 second. Now let me put it back on me so YouTube ain't just looking at that slide. Y'all know what's going on. Okay. It says, and see on there, it gives me a, let me do it like this right here.
While you get that together, so I know, Marie, you answered a question, so I was gonna give you a shirt. I didn't want to interrupt your flow. So what size would you like?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then I have another question. Not to put anybody on the spot, but has anybody, Maya, not trying to put you on the spot, but I know that you're young. When I was young in my 20s, you know, I had opportunities to invest in stuff like this, but I didn't take advantage of it. So at this time, are you taking advantage of anything as far as retirement and putting into IRAs or 401k? And again, if you don't want to answer because it is kind of personal, you don't have to. But if you would like to share.
No, I first heard about investing my freshman year of college, and I went to an investment group on campus, and I started like my investment journey. I also have a few certificates with my bank, and I do have a financial advisor. We don't talk all the time for the fact that I'm redoing a lot of things as far as finding a stable job. So, but some of the things he told me was, of course, find your exact number, how much you want to save and how much you want to invest. And I do have a few investments accounts, and like half of those stock tickers up there, I have stock tickers.
Oh, good. Can I ask how old are you?
Oh, I'm 21.
Okay, so for the people on YouTube, so Maya, she's 21, and she's joining us today, and she said that she has a financial advisor, and she has also started investing into some of these stock tickers and things like that. Okay, sum it up. Anybody else would like to share their investment journey or anything like that? 401k? No? All right, so like I said, until we both was in the military, when I was in the military too, I think I was making like $16,000 a year, and like Tim said, I thought I was balling out course you have to pay your taxes, and then also, they took out money for GI Bill, which I'm very grateful for, because that's how I was able to get my education. But again, you know, when I was young, I didn't take advantage of this, so one of the things, what we're trying to do for our family, for our children, is trying to build that foundation so they understand the importance of finance. They understand, hey, look, you won't be young forever. And so, I think this is really, really important, discipline over dollars, just to get an understanding of what your number is. What are you gonna do for yourself? I wanna give like a side, you okay?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
One of the things that we did was, we got a plan. We developed that plan, I always tell them, stick to the plan. We stuck to the plan, so we are 100% financially debt-free. We don't owe anybody, we have the deed to our home, we have the picture to prove it. So the home that we have is ours. The property that our home is on is ours. We don't owe anybody. All the cars that we have is paid for. So that's something that we're very proud of. And we want to share it with other people. So if we can do it, I'm 42, Tim, 49, he'll be 50 this year. So if we can do it, we know that it can be done. You just have to get that plan together. Think about what you want, get that number. That's what we did. We got that number. Once we got that number, we stuck to the plan. Discipline, y'all, discipline. Now we're able to eat out more than what we probably should.
A whole lot more.
Probably more than what we should eat out, but we do eat out. We do allow our children to do things that they want to do, but we are.
Make it rain. Fruit snack heaven.
Tim is retired. I still work. I still, of course, still work because we need our stuff. I say our stuff. We need our benefits. We need our medical. We need our dental. Life insurance. We do have a separate life insurance policy outside of work, but life insurance. So 401k, I still have all of that now. I'm playing catch up. I do put additional. My company does match. So what my company matches up to the max, then after that we go out to eat. Y'all, that's what we like to do. We go out to eat. We do travel. We'll do some pop up, go to Airbnbs and do stuff like that for a weekend, and just try to enjoy life. So thanks. That's all I got. You good?
Kinda. It's no, I'll just I'm good. I'm gonna sign out of this real quick and delete me. But the way it saved it's kind of janky. But we can see the names now. So that's the main part I wanted to get, is that to be able to see the names. I just want to be able to see the names, so we're gonna do it like this right here.
Does anybody have any questions? Okay. We'll send it to you after. It's on Instagram, but the YouTube is at the new TLR at youtube.com.
Yeah, youtube.com/the new TLR. And if you on the YouTube app on your phone, if you just search the new TLR or Spider Gang, or if you just look for the new TLR on the app, it'll pull me up. But if you on like Google or something, I'm trying to figure out what this is doing right here. I done click something.
Somebody on YouTube say way to go. Here to learn and share. She said thank you. Here to learn and share. She said thank you.
Get out of my way.
I'm gonna ask then, and because some of the tickers, and I'm not as proficient as Tim is on this stuff. He like lives and breathes this stuff. First of all, my husband is like a nerd when it comes to stuff. So if he finds an interest in something, he does the research from. He is a nerd to this stuff. So I'm not as proficient as he is. I do understand quite a bit of it, but again, I'm not like. But he has it up now, so. I was gonna ask some of the tickers, like if you look at it, can you identify some of them? But then he got the sheet over here, so you can see it. So never mind on that. I did pretty good, though. I didn't realize I was programmed with Procter & Gamble, Morgan Stanley. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it. Cause it's two separate things. It did, cause the way it saved the PDF, it saved it like real janky, like it like kind of like split it over to other stuff. So, all right, so now let me put the thing back up. I apologize, y'all. I be wanting stuff to be right. My sweetie know how I get when it. What you say, mama? I ain't no perfectionist, baby. What time? Yeah, I wasn't gonna stop till I got it. Okay, so this is just a sample portfolio. Like people say, okay, I got this IRA, I got this Roth. The 401s, they kind of limited on what you can pick and do. But if you got self-directed IRAs and self-directed Roths, you can go in and put the allocations together yourself. And so what I did, I made a sample portfolio. This is actually a real portfolio that I made. My mama got a grandkids account that I manage for, and these are some of the companies and ETFs that I've done research on. And as the account grows and as the account, gains more capital, I'm going to be, I already started investing in a lot of these companies on here, but it's strategic. Everything about it is strategic. Like, remember when I say you want to know the exact numbers, you don't want to guess about anything. So what I did with this spreadsheet, I made up a spreadsheet, and you can go in and you can put in like an amount of money you want to start with, right? So I put in $20,000. If I change this, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Y'all can't see that on YouTube. Let me get over there for YouTube right here. I put in $20,000, right? So if I put in 50,000, why is this not? Oh, the number's off. If I put in 50,000, that 50,000. Boom. Now it shows me how much money I can put into each sector. Let me do it for YouTube. 50, 1, 2, 3, right? It showed me how much money I need to put into, did that change? Yes, it changed. Okay. It shows me how much money can go into each area, right? I got this portfolio stacked out where tech is the heaviest sector. Tech is 29% of the portfolio, right? I keep 20% allocated to trade and options, right? Financial sector is 20% of the portfolio, and consumer staples is 10% of the portfolio, right? Allocate 10% to always be in cash, right? And then energy is 6% of the portfolio, and then ETFs are 5% of the portfolio, right? And that's 100% of the portfolio. And then it showed me how much money I can allocate to each sector and cash, right? And so the companies that I researched in these sectors, right, are these companies over here on this list, right? So and then I got them sorted like the biggest to the highest, right? So in the tech sector, right, you have these companies right here from the tech sector. And then to make up that 20%, right? To make up that 20% right there, that 29%, if you look at the bottom, you see some is 29% on average. Let me do it for YouTube. Over here, if I highlight the percentage on the tech sector, right? You'll see at the bottom, you see down at the bottom of the spreadsheet down there, it says some 29%. And my allocation for tech is 29%, right? You want everything to be exact. So I know that I can allocate, right? For Apple, I can allocate, if I was doing what I put on there, 50,000. If I had $50,000 to invest, I can allocate up to $4,125 for Apple at the current size of my portfolio, right? That don't mean just go buy that right now. I'm just showing like this is how meticulous you want to be about the numbers. And then I ain't gonna insult nobody intelligent. Everything else is the same way. And then what the ETFs are for in the portfolio, like XLK is the tech ETF, right? I got tech in the portfolio. So the ETFs, I allocate some money to go toward the entire ETF to kind of help balance out when the companies that I'm investing in are pulling back. The ETF as a whole may not be doing as bad. So that's kind of like a hedge to like offset. All my money ain't just in these 5 companies. I got some and some other tech companies also. Same thing with XLF, that's financials, XLP, that's consumer staples, and XLE, that's energy. Now, if you see on here, you be like, hey, Tesla shares are going for $681, but I ain't got nothing but $1,000 to start investing with. That's okay. Leave Tesla on there if you want to invest in Tesla. As your account grow, now you know how much you can allocate to Tesla. So you know, okay, my account got to get up to maybe $20,000 before I can afford to buy 1 share of Tesla. But you know your number. You see what I'm saying? You know your number. You always want to know exactly how much money you need so that your kids can make it rain in the fruit snack aisle. Your wife can go to Olive Garden when she want to, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A. You know, you see the thing, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you're getting out of church and you go to your mom, be like, baby, you need some lunch money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't worried about, can I spend this lunch money? Because you know you can spend this lunch money. And that's all a part of budgeting. Shout out Coach Daniel Gay. We had our first episode of Discipline Over Dollars for the Youth at the Focus program. I keep forgetting Focus program over on the South Side. What is it, Coach? 2001 South Lumpkin Road, Suite 13. If you're in Columbus, Georgia, if you're looking at YouTube, you're in Columbus, Georgia, you got a kid, pull up on Coach and me every Thursday night at 5:30. We teaching this stuff to the youth. I appreciate you, Coach. Coach, I forgot to set you a shirt to the side. I hope you don't wear larger than a large. Okay, yeah, get a large right there, Coach. Yeah. So now that we know what to put in our what we can, a sample portfolio we can build. Now, what I want to talk about real quick. Let me put me on the screen. What I want to talk about real quick is when you get ready to start taking. Let me stand here. If I stand right here, can y'all still hear me good? Okay. When you getting ready to start taking your money out, right? Be you 67 or not 67, right? Let's start with 67 because that's gonna make it a little bit easier, right? When you get ready to start taking your money out, and I'm gonna try to use round numbers so that, you know what I'm saying, because my math don't be mathing. Small round numbers. We're gonna say you wanna live off $20,000 a year. That's what you wanna live off of, right? So, nope. You're gonna live off $12,000 a year. My math don't be mathing. You wanna live off $12,000 a year. So that means you need $1,000 a month, right? You need $1,000 a month. So let's say your SSA, they said they gonna give you $400 a month for SSA, right? You need $1,000 to live off of, right? So you getting $400 a month on SSA that they gonna tax, right? So what you can do, if you got a Roth, you got a 401, you got a taxable account, right? So what you can do, you're already getting $400 that they taxing you on, right? So what you can do with your Roth, let's say you say, okay, they taxing me on $400, right? So I'm gonna take $100 out of either my IRA, my taxable account, my IRA or taxable account, something else that's gonna get taxed, right? So now you got $500 a month, right? That you're getting taxed for on paper, right? Then you take the other $500 out of your Roth that you're not getting taxed on. You got your $1,000 a month that you living off of, but you only getting taxed on $500 because they taxing your Social Security, they taxing the money on the other taxable accounts or tax deferred accounts, but they're not gonna tax you on the Roth. So now you're paying taxes on the $500 because you're only getting paid $500. You're only getting paid $500 taxable dollars on paper, but you're getting $1,000 a month based off of, because you know your numbers, you know what you need to survive. So that's why I say the younger you are, start loading up that Roth now. And so that, and then if you're not 67, right, and you're under 59, you can still do the same thing because you've been loading up your Roth since you was 21. You've been loading up your Roth since you was 21. You 50. You can take your contributions out without penalty, without tax. So you take out you get your 400. You ain't gonna get no 400. You get your, from the, what's the name? You get your 500 out, your taxable account. You get 500 out your Roth. You getting taxed on $500, but you get your $1,000 to live off of because you want to live off $12,000 a year. Whatever your number is, that's why you want to think about asset allocation. And that's why you want your Roth to be on steroids. You want your Roth to be you know what I'm saying? You want like this sample portfolio got right here. This gonna move relatively fast because the tech is the biggest portion of this portfolio. Consumer staples move slow. Financials move slow, right? But tech move fast, and tech is the heavier portion of it. So when tech take a hit, yeah, the portfolio gonna be ugly, but I got some slow stuff in there that's gonna be going up and keeping it balanced. You know what I'm saying? But when tech come back, like you can't avoid the bad part of the big boys and then try to take advantage of the good part, because during those spikes and moves, if you miss those ebbs and flows, your portfolio gonna suffer down the line. It won't grow as big as it can grow if you try to time it by taking your money out, put your money in. Because if tech come down, your portfolio drop down, and you take your money out, you just realize those losses. Now you got to double, almost triple what you lost in order to get back to where you was than if you would just stayed there and let it come back up. Because you never realized the losses. It was just an unrealized loss. But that's all I got. It's 11:57. My name is Timothy Lee Rogers. Hopefully I shared some light on some stuff. If you want to tune into part 3 on August 13th, we're going to go into talking about trying to figure out the best time to buy. We're going to talk about like technical analysis, fundamental analysis. When is the best time to try to buy this stuff? We're going to go into like how to trade options, how to trade shares. It's primarily focused toward traders, but it's also good information for investors because it gives you a clue into when is the best time to buy, when you want to go into Apple, when you want to go into Chevron, when you want to go into this, you want to be able to read the charts and look at the charts and know, okay, now it's time to buy. Then you want to know, oh, wait a minute, tech been running. I need to slow my portfolio down and start selling some shares of tech and just sitting the money in cash because tech is booming. Like the economy been booming. I need to start shaving some of these shares. And then when it go through what it's going through now, and then it start bottoming out, then you take that cash that you had when it was booming and start scaling back in to some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how you slow your portfolio down and speed it back up. But come out here August 13th, the same room, if y'all want to see that part of it too. And I appreciate your time. Any questions? Any questions? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any questions? Any questions?
Will this sample portfolio be available just like for reference?
Yes, it should be. I got to put it in that folder, but yeah, I'll put it in the same folder that I got the slides in. I put it in that same folder. Yes, if you go to the for YouTube, if you go to my IG page, the new TLR on IG, click on the link in my bio. It's a link tree link in my bio. The very first link in that link tree link says discipline over dollar slides. I'm going to put the sample portfolio in that folder. The slides are already there. Oh, and on the sample portfolio, I'm glad you asked that. Down there where it says cash and options, everything else populates, but like the cash and the options where it says real value, it says, I think it say current price where it says current price and all that right there, you would have to like put that in because the spreadsheet, it pulls it from the database and fills it in. But for the options and the cash, it don't have anything to pull. You would just have to adjust that manually. But it calculates the rest of it. But right there where it says current price and average price, the column that says current price and the column that says average price, then it gives you that. And what the average price is, in just case you don't know, it's like when you buy it, when you start buying shares, your average price is like all of the shares you have, the price of the shares you have divided by the quantity. So if you buy all your shares at one time, your average price gonna be whatever you paid. But as you start to invest over time, then your average price is gonna change, and it lets you know, you know what I'm saying? I got Apple is worth this. I got this many shares, and this is my average price of Apple. This is my average. So that's where you'll hear the word cost basis. You know your cost basis. My cost basis is this. As long as my portfolio is above this number right here, I'm green. If it's below this number, I'm red. You may have green and red all through there, but as long as you're above your cost basis, then you know your portfolio as a whole is green. But any other questions? Any questions on YouTube? I appreciate y'all time. Hopefully see you on the, oh, wait a minute. Let's, shirts. Let's give away some shirts, man. We had red last time. We got white this time. We got large, medium, and small. Large, medium, and small. We ain't got no large, mediums, or smalls? Medium. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you for your time. We ain't gonna work for the shirts this time.
Medium.
You want a medium?
And then it's a large and small.
Large and small. Large right here. We ain't got ain't no smalls in the house. Coach, we gonna give away the smalls Thursday. Okay. We're gonna give away the smalls Thursday at the what's name? Like when the kids was asking. Matter of fact, somebody answered the question. My nephew? Yeah, your nephew. My daughter? Yeah, your nephew and your daughter. Next time we gonna give it to them at the thing for answering them questions. We'll get, when we do it Thursday, we'll just, we'll give it to them and I let them know this for answering questions last time at the last event. I appreciate y'all, man.
What did you use to generate this sample portfolio?
Excel, like Excel,
You put the numbers in.
No, Excel recognize a ticker. Like if you go in and put in a ticker, Excel recognizes that that's a stock ticker. And see, that's why remember before when I was like, it's not showing the names, when it was like showing like value over there. That's why it's pulling this right here. It's like, it's like, this is Apple. It knows that the current price of when Apple closed on Friday, that's how much it was. And then that's the sector that it's in. All you do is like, when you click on it, it'll pop up a little icon. It pops up a little icon. And when you click on the icon, it lets you know what value you want to put in that square. Like you pick the ticker, you pick the price, you pick the sector. You know what I'm saying? Like Excel knows that. I learned that making this portfolio, because I went in, I'm typing all this stuff out. And then all of a sudden this showed up. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Excel know this? So it's like all I did was just go type the tickers in, and then I just copied the formula down the thing and it just fills it in. Yep.
And you'll have it on there.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have it in the folder. So if you don't want to use these companies, all you gotta do is just go in and change it to the tickers that you want, and it'll update the information. And then of course, like your allocation sizes, you have to, you know what I'm saying, pick what allocation sizes you want. You know what I'm saying? You just have to update the formulas. Like you may not want your portfolio to be 29% tech. You know what I'm saying? But once you go in and change it, it automatically oh, I'm on the wrong one. Once you go in and change it, it automatically like updates all this information here for you. Like when I changed the cause see, I got 29, 20, I got that percentage over there. And if you look at the it's like, well, you can't see it, but it's calculating the formula. So when you go in and it's showing you how much is 10% of that? How much is 6% of that? You know what I'm saying? All right, let me start wrapping up. I got it to 12:30. Time to start wrapping. I appreciate y'all again. I appreciate you. Hopefully I'll see y'all on the 13th.
Also, Tim, his name is Tim also. He's the one who does our shirts, so Timothy Gabriel. So
Oh yeah, Timothy Gabriel, Lion Lamb Music, Lion Lamb Apparel, Jesus Drip Apparel, all that stuff there. That's the guy that did the shirts for me.
that's our go-to person.
Yep.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Oh yeah, I forgot to sign out of YouTube. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all know what it is. I'm gone.